Hello and welcome to AidanEyewitness. I'm here at East Float, which is between Birkenhead to the south and Wallasey to the north, and it's a former dockland district. There are many plans to turn this area into a very desirable place to live and work. It's a little bit like Salford Quays was 20 years ago, which makes it interesting. It's a little bit like going back in time. So I've been interested in the Liverpool docks area on both sides of the Mersey. Since I was a child, some of my earliest journeys to Ireland were from Liverpool, and I travelled there many times on the way to and from Dublin when I was at university. Anyway, we're going to take a look at some of the development plans and some of the progress in the construction around here, including the residential development here you should just be able to see in the distance. And we'll also use Google Earth Studio to do a little flight around the docks.
We are high above the Mersey, looking down on the Chinese-built Stena Edda, moored at 12 Quays River Terminal. Lorries are waiting to board and she will soon be leaving for Belfast. It's possible to travel as a foot passenger, but there's no bus to the terminal. That's Alfred Dock on the right, and straight ahead the redevelopment area WIRRAL Waters. The red-painted Tower Road Bridge was opened in 2018, replacing an older bridge. It is a bascule bridge. It has a counterweight and lifts up. Basculer in French means to topple over. And what's that on the right with the tower?
And this, of course, is the Hydraulic Tower, designed by Jesse Hartley, opened in 1868. This is to be restored as part of WIRRAL Waters, though work hasn't started on it yet. It matches the one on the other side, next to the new stadium.
And that's how the stadium looks now and 3 months ago. The six-sided Docker's clock is in a similar style to the Hydraulic Tower, both designed by civil engineer and dock superintendent Jesse Hartley. The stadium is set for completion in 2024. We're back on Tower Road, in front of the central Hydraulic Tower, which will be integrated into the new Maritime Knowledge Hub. That's how it looked about a century ago. The lantern disappeared, and in a moment we'll see how it's going to look. This is the current view of East Float from Tower Road, and here's a visualisation of the plans for WIRRAL Waters. Wow, it just looks something spacey, a dream of the future. The quality of this visualisation is excellent. On the left, new houses. The Hythe, a state-of-the-art new office building, and the neighbouring Wirral Met College buildings. A bridge with a grass surface and a glass tower. This is the stuff of science fiction fantasy. The Maritime Knowledge Hub, integrating futuristic glass and minimalist brick with Jesse Hartley's Italian-inspired hydraulic tower. And how does it look today? The wreck of the Sarsia, still wrecked after all these years. The hydraulic tower, still derelict, still magnificent, patiently awaiting renovation. These artworks, produced under a community project, stand on the site of what is going to be Everton Village. They celebrate the rich history of this area: Birkenhead Docks, Vulcan Foundry, Lord Morpeth. WIRRAL Waters Everton Village at WIRRAL Waters. Coming soon. How long has that sign been up? The Hythe office building and the traffic calm section of Tower Road. These are some of the elements of WIRRAL Waters that have been completed so far. The Hythe, that's Hythe. The word means small harbour. It's a waterside office building that's hyper eco-efficient. And looking along Tower Road south, we can see the Kingsgate office building on the right and the Art Deco Kingsway Tunnel ventilation tower. Nearby is the entrance to the disused branch of the Queensway Tunnel. I wonder if it will be reinstated when WIRRAL Waters eventually becomes fully redeveloped. Looking across the water, we can see new terraced houses, or should I say row houses, designed by Urban Splash. This is Redbridge Quay, energy efficient 2, 3 and 4 bedroom contemporary homes. It's named after the Redbridge nearby. Some houses are red, some white. This is a minimalist contemporary style, very energy efficient. The units were built off-site and assembled here. The row houses are right in front of the water. Some residents have safety concerns as there is no fencing. Across the water are industrial dockside buildings, but under the WIRRAL Waters plans they will be replaced by shiny new developments. Looking west, we can see Duke Street Bridge leading to West Float, and over on the right, a big new development is under construction. The Google Earth Studio aerial view shows how the site, on the left, looked just before construction started.
I'm standing here on the historic and quite magnificent Duke Street lift bridge, which divides West Float from East Float. And just over here is the new residential development, Miller's Quay. So we can see how it's looking. I'm going to compare that with how it looked 3 months ago. I just love these views over the water. It makes it such a great place to live.
On the 29th of April 2023, the 6 residential blocks were under construction. The roof was appearing on one of them. The taller one on the left was partly complete. How much progress can you make in 3 months? Well, here we can see. I wonder how many man-hours, and that includes male and female of course, have gone into the construction. On the wide view, we can see the work that has been completed. It seems 3 months is not a long time on a construction site. And by the way, it was officially topped out on the 8th of June 2023. But how long will it take before the dream of WIRRAL Waters is realised? The name was first used in 2007. Currently, there's a 15-year plan by Wirral Borough Council to build more than 13,000 homes. So that takes us up to 2038, and it still won't be finished then. But we've seen in Salford Quays how it's taken at least 3 decades, and development is still ongoing. I love the mixture of new construction and industrial heritage, especially these old bridges. So that's how Miller Quay is going to look when completed. We won't have to wait too long for this. Miller Quay, 500 sustainable waterfront homes with 1 and 2 bedrooms, and there are going to be 100 affordable homes. Previously, the project was called Legacy, then WIRRAL Waters 1, and finally Miller's Quay, which recalls the fact that this was a major centre of flour milling. Spillers were on this site. So let's swoop down from the western end of WIRRAL Waters over West Float. That ship on the right was moored here for quite a few years. I walked past it many times. It was the Royal Fleet Auxiliary Fort Austin, and just to its right, what looks like an ex-Blackpool single-decker tram. I wonder how that got here. We can see another ship on the far right. That's the Royal Fleet Auxiliary Fort Rosalie. Both these ships were sold to the Egyptian Navy. Fort Austin became the ENS Luxor, Fort Rosalie the ENS Abu Simbel, and they are in service again under their new flag. Back on East Float, the gigantic grain warehouse was converted into an apartment building. The historic warships used to be located next to the warehouse. I once walked through the inside of the rusting World War II U-boat. Quite an experience. After the warehouse was renovated, the U-534 was moved to Woodside Ferry, where it was cut into sections, and a visitor's centre was added. Still fascinating to visit. It must be nice to live in that magnificent grain warehouse, but there seems to be a lack of infrastructure in the area. Few buses, there are still many industrial sites nearby and vacant lots. I think being a resident of a place like this, it seems like you're a kind of pioneer, opening up a new frontier. So let's have one final aerial tour around WIRRAL Waters with a quick summary of the plans. More houses will appear next to the Redbridge. The Maritime Hub is going to take shape. Wirral Met College already in use. The Hythe just about to become available. That industrial site will be cleared to become Marina View. Victoria Dock will gain new residences, including Victoria Studios. The empty area near Birkenhead North Station will become a low-rise residential district named Mia Park. There will be more transformation at the far end of WIRRAL Waters. That's the M53 and roads leading to it, and the more traditional low-rise townscape of Wallasey. So much transformation is in store for this area, but I would advise be patient. And of course, keep watching AidanEyewitness. As ever, please like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. I try to reply as quickly as I can. This channel is funded, currently just a little bit funded, by advertising, but if you'd like to provide me with some direct support, go to www.ko-fi.com/AidanEyewitness or www.buymeacoffee.com/AidanEyewitness. You'll be supporting an independent view in a corporate world. So from WIRRAL Waters and the River Mersey, it's vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und auf Wiedersehen in der Liverpool City Region.